If you don't know who we are at Teddy Talks, at Go Teddy Talks on YouTube. We do amazing things because I'm amazing, and we have awesome guests, and we are talking all things solar, renewable, anything here at RE Plus. We're live. We just grabbed Josh. He works for APsystems. He's VP of Sales. That's your technical title.
That's correct, Teddy.
But he has been with AP since
8 years ago. I actually started at RE Plus 8 years ago.
And that's, I probably met you at RE Plus was that Salt Lake 8 years ago?
That might have been 7 years ago.
7 years ago. So I've known Josh for quite some time. So Josh, tell us about yourself, like how you got started in solar renewables, because you were previously in solar or the renewables before APsystems.
Yeah, I've been in the industry probably now for 17 years. So I was a teacher out of college, and they made teacher cuts in Flagstaff, Arizona, so I had to find another job. What was that job? Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Wonderful.
Started off working the desk at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, decided this wasn't for me, so then I started selling cars for Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And at the time, they are one of the only rental car companies that actually buy their cars, and then they're able to sell them.
To the end of life, yeah.
Yep, so you do a lot of fleet management, and that's where I got most of my sales experience. But, you know, selling used cars to used car salesman it's not very exciting, right? So I actually got sick, and I was at a PF Chang's in Tucson, Arizona. Started not to feel good, drove home, back to the hotel, didn't make it to the hotel, ended up remembering that there was a hospital, woke up on the side of the road, spent a month in the hospital, almost died, meningitis and syphilitis. And when I got out of the hospital, I said, you know what, I don't want to sell anything that doesn't mean something to me.
Yeah.
And this doesn't mean anything to me. So I started to look around, and there's a small wind manufacturer called Southwest Wind Power in Flagstaff, Arizona. And they were looking for a North American sales director. This is before grid tie. There was no grid tie inverters yet. It was all off-grid, remote cabins, industrial sites. And that was my first introduction into renewable energy. But back then, there wasn't a lot of knowledge about renewable energy. There wasn't a lot of knowledge about the solar industry and what solar can do. You know, some ranchers knew about solar electricity.
Yeah, DC power was not the norm.
No.
I mean, they electrified fences. It was dangerous. It was one of those things that, but it turns out that it was beneficial for you and the world.
That's right. So the first couple of years of Southwest Wind Power, it was really about going to trade shows. RE Plus wasn't around back then. It was regional trade shows where we actually introducing solar electricity, wind electricity to consumers, showing them that they can use this power, right? So back up a little bit. It was a great first job for me to get into renewable energy. But when we started to think about how many wind turbines can you put on the backyard of someone's property, you couldn't do it, right? You're not going to hit the masses. But at the time, wind was the third the cost of solar.
Yeah. Well, wind, just like solar, so wind's blowing all the time in the certain areas. It's harder to capture, but
it is.
The sun is only out when the sun's out. I mean, there's not, and even when the sun's out, it doesn't mean there's solar radiation as well. So there's a huge difference between what wind can provide and hydro or other renewables to solar. So how did you go from your wind experience and your North American sales there to finding APsystems?
Well, in between, there was some distribution companies that I started to work for. I knew that solar was really going to take off for grid tie, and it started to. And when polycrystalline prices took a dive, solar then became cheaper than wind.
Yeah.
And so I said, wow, solar is where I need to be. So went to go work for Conergy Distribution, and from there I worked for a couple different inverter manufacturers, Delta, Keiko, Selectria, and when I was with Keiko, I met Ryan Davies. Ryan Davies used to be the country director for APsystems.
Yeah.
He's now at Yada, really good friend of mine. And he said, Josh, we need you at APsystems. We need you to be able to promote us, to sell us, to build our brand, to really take us off as a microinverter manufacturer in the U.S. And so I jumped on board 8 years ago, and here we are today. It's been a great ride, and it's a fun company to work for, and we're actually making changes here.
Yeah, it's impressive. Since I've known you, I've had some transition changes as well. I've been and APsystems has shifted and changed tremendously through those last 7-8 years, and it's evolving even to today. What does it look like from your point of view? I mean, you've been through the industry enough to know that things change. There's evolution and everything, but it's the same people, right? It's the same people, very similar products. Some of the names you mentioned are still provide amazing technological advances today. So it's impressive to have those connections. And I was talking to a gentleman last week, 2 weeks ago, in Phoenix area, a new guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Josh Levinson from so-and-so company." I'm like, "Yep, that's him. Yeah, this is what he's doing now." He's like, "Oh my gosh, I need to reconnect." And so it's like one of those things that, like, we keep on bringing up relationships in this podcast. Like this whole thing, this whole week. I mean, you run into friends that you haven't seen all year, but they're still friends, and you know them from years and decades past. So tell me how relationships have helped you through your last 7 years, 8 years.
I think I took my education experience and I started to sell on an educative basis. Educative sales is what I call it. You know, there's a lot of people that they're in the industry, but they might move to a different company this year, next year, and there's this old saying, were you lying to me then, or are you lying to me now? The longer you stay with a company, the longer you grind it out, the more trust that people are gonna have that you believe in that product, right? We're all gonna have upturns, we're all gonna have downturns, but if you can ride out the storm and you can actually sell confidently your product day in and day out, it's all about building trust and gaining those relationships. Yeah. Because if people do have a problem, and people are gonna have a problem with any technology, they need to be able to call you and say, how are we gonna take care of this? How are we gonna make this better? And that's really where I think APsystems has really shined over the last few years. There's not a lot of turnover here. We're all trying to fight the good fight.
Yeah, and it's having those people in those networks and having that relationship, being like, and calling them, hey, this sucks. What do you guys do different from last year's product to this year's product? Or, hey, I might have got a bad batch. Or, hey, how do I, like, there's this, is there a firmware update, an update on the app? What's happening? The app's down. And stuff happens all through the market every single day. And things fail. It's computers, it's electronics, right? Yep. But it's having that trust of like, hey, I know I'm gonna buy a product. It's got a 25-year life warranty. These companies been around for that long. Like, how do I get that product made through the process and back on the roof and working?
That's correct, Teddy.
So yeah.
How do we let you become more successful that you can sell more systems and not worry about what's gonna happen if something does fail? That we're gonna take care of you, we're gonna make it right.
Tell me this question. A lot of people are asking it. Why APsystems?
APsystems has a very high value inverter, but more importantly, we care about our customers. We really care about bringing the price per kilowatt hour down to the consumer, right? Electricity rates are going up. The consumers are feeling it in their pocketbooks. Right? What we want to make sure is that we can sell a valued, high-quality product to bring down energy prices. So we have a culture here at APsystems that's what we want to do. Yes, we're a for-profit company, but we want to make sure that as industry goes and moves forward, that we're not only creating higher technology products, more efficiently products, higher wattage inverters for higher wattage modules, but we want to keep the costs down. And that's really, really important. And how do you do that? You have to have a company like APsystems, who's a global company with lots of different business units, with lots of ability to manufacture in different parts of the world, to be able to have that quality and that low cost value.
I find it impressive. I'm technically an employee of APsystems. I started out consulting several years ago and going on site and doing infield technician stuff. I finally came on in January, but through the last 6 months, 8 months, my job has transitioned all over the place for the benefit of myself and the company. And now it's almost like it's a separate organization company where I'm more on the marketing side of where I'm helping promote the whole industry as a whole, but bringing on along partners that believe in me and like me and trust me to do the good, and being more of a spokesperson or face of it, which is amazing. And I think that I mean, you were one of the pivotal people that helped me get there and believe in me that, hey, this is something you could do, go do it, you're good at it, right? Yeah. And so I appreciate that. And the fun thing is, like when I got the call in January from Doug, who we're going to talk to here shortly, he said, hey, do you want to come to work? And I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of an outdoor cat. I'm not an in-house cat. Right. I don't like being on the corporate side or the corporate model, but the opportunity that I got here from APsystems, from Doug and Josh, right? I mean, you guys are like lockstep in a lot of things, but it's like, hey, come work with friends, with people that we like, that we want to hang out with, that we want to travel with. We're away from our family is quite significant time of value. Mm-hmm. And to be a great salesperson, that's sometimes what it takes, right? So again, I appreciate that opportunity from you.
If I can interrupt you, Teddy, I mean, you are an educator, and people have a voice, but not everyone's able to use it. You're able to use it, you're able to express yourself, you're intelligent, people like you, people want to talk to you, and that's how we change a culture, is when we actually get out and talk to people to make a difference. And I think that's why Teddy Talks is so popular right now. I think that's our whole movement with APsystems. It's kind of a FOMO movement, fear of missing out. Yeah. We want to do business with you. We want to talk to you. We want to hear about your success stories and your failure stories. How do we make this industry better? And I really think that's what's important about your podcast, is bringing people in to say, how do we make this industry better?
Yeah. So let's go back. Some of you guys might have missed that when Josh said he was teaching college. Like you were an educator. You were in front. You were molding young minds. Tell us about that.
Yeah, not college. Actually, sixth grade science.
Sixth grade science.
Middle school science. I also coached football and baseball at the high school level. I loved it. It's the one thing I wish I could still do is go back and coach. Yeah. Right. To be able to have that experience and that relationship with our youth, right? But I really do think that my sales position here and what we're doing at APsystems fills that void that for lack of a better word, of not being able to spend time with the youth of our country.
I think you still do that today.
Yes, thank you.
You coach and you mold young minds. We have, I mean, we call you grandpa or dad sometimes, and we haze you a little bit about that, but it's still that opportunity to, hey, we have these younger salespeople that are coming into the industry. They may work for APsystems, they may work for other distributors, other vendors, but it's like, hey, come here. This is what I learned. This is how I grind. This is even some of the calls and the communication conference calls. You're not in it for Josh. You're in it for the betterment of those other people. And so, and it shows up that way. It's like, I think that's why people resonate and they like to hang out with you. And you think you're 20 sometimes when you come to these shows, and you spend longer nights out than I do. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know how you do it some days, honestly. And then it's impressive how you still show up the next day. And I know when we go traveling, there's some long nights and long meetings and dinners. And at the end of it, you're like, we're exhausted. But 7 a.m. the next morning, we're in the lobby and we're going to the next place.
It's a good tired, Teddy.
Yeah, it's a good tired. Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate it. Josh, one final word of wisdom, and then I'm going to ask you a fun question. So one final word of wisdom to anybody that's listening.
Make sure you do what you love and that you have a passion for, right? And then it's not work. If you're doing something you love, right, it's like a family. You kind of nurture it, you love it, you're happy with it, you don't get burnt out. So find that company, find that industry, no matter what it is, but make sure you make a difference in the world. I think that's what's important.
Awesome. Anybody that knows you would rather be on water, Doing what? What would you rather be doing than anything else in the world?
If I could be anywhere in the world, it'd be on the Colorado River flowing through the Grand Canyon on an oar boat. Beautiful place, no cell phones, just nature, good people. That's my favorite place in the world. Yep.
Lying in the water.
Flowing through a rapid, the adrenaline of going through a rapid through the Grand Canyon is something that not many people get to experience, but the adrenaline and then the peacefulness that comes out of that rapid when you know that you're safe, it's calm, you're flowing through the water on your boat, you're camping out at night under the stars with a campfire, you can't beat it.
Okay. For everybody out there
yeah,
who's thinking about buying APsystems.
Yeah.
APsystems, why pay more?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
No.
But honestly, like, let's break some of those numbers down. George is going to move some cameras around a little bit. He's going to tune in. He's going to get some wide shots. But let's talk about what does that mean, APsystems? Why pay more?
We're in an interesting time right now, right? The incentive, the ITC is moving away, 30% federal tax credit, and it's time to lower the costs of your product that you're installing, keeping with the value and the quality while being able to make sure that solar is sustainable and affordable to everybody. So that's really the most important thing about APsystems and what we're trying to do. And I think I talked about this last time I was up here, but it's really being able to offer the installers the same quality of product for high, low, I messed that one up, but we can cut that.
Yeah. No, you're fine. But we just had Sam Yeager here from Spring Solar, and he specifically brought up like the conversion rate from power. You can buy a product that's almost literally half cost of the other competitor, but you get a better production and capture of solar on that product. On APsystems, you get more capture, better production, better efficiency, same warranty, better service, more personable.
I remember back in the day when we used to sell AC out, right? What kind of AC are we buying? You know, all of a sudden the sales orders came on, and where does the sales guys make money?
DC.
They make money on DC.
Yeah.
Let's put 12 kilowatts of DC on the roof and put a 7,600 watt AC inverter down by the house.
Oh, we did that all the time.
How much power
that's
are you
how
getting?
it started. That's how it started. You would 120%, 150% your mic or your inverter or your micro or your string inverter.
That's
that
right.
was industry standard. But they got paid on the DC ratio, not the conversion or the power ratio on the AC side.
That's correct.
Yeah, very, very great point.
Yep. Something else we didn't talk about is APsystems storage.
Yeah, we did not. I mean, we're a complete ecosystem. AP is a complete ecosystem of the opportunity to have your front end, your solar, your power, converted through the microinverter, converted into the PCS, 11.4 PCS, down to 10 kilowatt battery or larger.
Really nice AC coupled system, right? All your monitorings in one platform, right? You can toggle between the storage side of our EMA portal. You can go to the PV side. It's really slick. I think everyone out there should take a look at it.
If they wanted to, if a homeowner wanted to, or even a installer wanted to figure out this calculator or this opportunity to research this, how would they do that?
I think you go to our website. It's probably the best place to start.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we have lots of training videos on our website. We got lots of videos just with us talking, like we're doing here today. You get manuals, spec sheets. We're always introducing new product. Right now, we're introducing the EZ1, which is a really slick consumer product that you can plug directly into the wall. Some people call it balcony solar. I like to call it portable solar.
Yeah.
So stay tuned on that. I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more podcasts on the EZ1. And
yeah, I think DIY Doug's going to break that out too, because it seriously is plug and play. You plug in the panels, you plug the cord into the micro, and you plug the cord into the wall. We're seriously talking. It's an extension cord, 3-prong.
That's right.
Extension cord into 120 watt power.
Yep.
So
we're making things easy all over the place at APsystems. We have a 3-phase microinverter that's a quad.
Yeah.
Super, super slick on a 208 480 native output. Really good for carports, gas stations, schools, or high voltage DC that you don't want that on the roof.
Yep.
And if you're a residential microinverter installer that wants to go to commercial,
It's
simple
easy.
design.
It's the
You
same
can make
exact-
the transition really quickly.
Yeah. You know, Josh, I'm so glad you. I mean, it's so frequent that we get on something, we film something, we record something. We're like, I didn't talk about this. I said that, but I didn't really get into the details of that. Like, and so the amazing thing, we're still here. We have the opportunity. This is your podcast. This is our podcast. This is like, okay, I need an extra 5 minutes. Okay, cool.
Right.
We're so flexible, and so the cool thing is we've got these devices in our pocket too that I'm always constantly using, and I'm filming all the time stuff, and so it's easy to get back on the, oh yeah, and this and this and this, and so getting information out's easy, but understanding it, absorbing it, or having proper documentation or data. So I think pointing them to the website's great. And that's usa.apsystems.com.
That's correct.
There's a full document library, which is amazing. And people are like, I need a data sheet. It's like, go to our document library. I'll email it to you, but I'm not teaching you how to find all the stuff you're going to need on anything. And everything's UL listed. Everything's warranted, checked. It has an amazing warranty. Tech staff. If you have a technical question, we can get you connected with a technical person really quick.
We want to train you. We want to come out to your job sites. We want to meet your crews. We want to take you out to dinner. We want to build relationships with you. We want you to get on Teddy Talks to be able to promote your installation business, right? We want to become a really close-knit family at APsystems with our installers. Really, give us a shot. I think you'll really enjoy doing business with us.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to say this tongue-in-cheek. George is going to laugh because I'm going to talk about relationships, and it's just not a sell. It's not transactional. We're there. We're with you. We're going to be in the trenches. We're going to show you how to do some wire management if that's your hurdle. We're going to show you how to do layout if that's your hurdle. We're going to make sure that your plan sets, your engineering, your BOMs, all those items are lockstep with how we would do it or how you should do it, that we prefer you to do it. So when we call you or you have to call us, it's the same across the nation. It's all code compliant.
That's
it's
right.
all very easy to understand. The solar shouldn't be hard. It's not hard. You should be able to fully understand it. So,
And we're not any different than the competition. Or let me rephrase that.
I
We're
think
not
we're
any more difficult than the competition.
No, yeah.
We're just different.
we're extremely
And how do you
different
do it
because
differently?
not only because our micros are slightly different, there's some nuances, but I think our attitude towards it, our mentality, the risks we take to go over and above, and the expense that we will go to fly a crew out to help you, to walk the roofs with you, to install these massive things, to close deals. We've got some exciting things coming up for APsystems. Airports, hospitals, major commercial facilities. We haven't even talked a lot about that yet, but we've got some really fun, exciting stuff, and I'm glad that I get to come along with the ride as like the show guy, but the face.
Right,
But
right.
it's fun. But again, I mean, I started by putting holes in roofs and putting solar panels on, and that's where my expertise is. And I'm learning more of this end of the talking, the bringing to life, and the showmanship of it. And we want other companies to sit where you are and tell us how they succeeded in 26 and said, hey, I succeeded because of X. And we want that X to be APsystems.
APsystems.
But I appreciate your time. Thanks for being here on Teddy Talks. And guys, look forward to more awesome interviews just like this one. And check out Teddy Talks on YouTube. We'll see you next time.
I hope you liked that last video. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe right here at this channel to see all the amazing updates coming from Teddy Talks. Now, we're powered by APsystems, and you'll see a lot more coming from us. Hope to see you soon.